And that was the rallying cry in Michigan Friday. 13,000 members of the United Auto Workers Union are on strike, and more could follow. 3 plants closed down, accounting for 9% of Stellantis, Ford, and GM's North American vehicle production. For more on the historic auto workers strike, let's bring in Seth Harris. He's a senior fellow at the Burns Center for Social Change. He's also a former top labor official in the Biden and Obama administrations. Seth, based on your experience in the Labor Department, how long will it take for this strike to end?
I think it's very hard to know, but based on the status of the negotiations right now and the distance between the parties' positions, I'm concerned that it's going to be weeks rather than days. The union is rolling out its strike in segments. They're calling it a stand-up strike that's very targeted. That's going to, ironically, reduce the amount of pressure on the employers at the start, but they're going to ramp it up over time. So I think it's going to take some time for that to happen, and it's going to take some time for the parties to come closer to an agreement. So I worry that we could be looking at a strike that lasts deep into October.
Let's take that a step further. What do you see as the tipping point?
The parties just have a fundamental disagreement about what the future should look like. The car companies want to continue doing business in the way they have in the past, where they add a little bit of money or even a sizable amount of money to the paychecks of the workers, but they keep their business model and their labor model in place. The UAW has basically said that's no longer acceptable. We want a dramatic change. We want to undo the concessions of the last several decades. They want temporary employees to be made permanent, part-time employees to be made full-time. They want cost of living adjustments as well as wage increases, and they want job security protections against plant closures, against layoffs. So I think there's a long way to go to try and sort all these issues out. And when you have a fundamental disagreement like that, a strike becomes more likely, and the duration of the strike tends to be longer.
Big picture, this has the feel almost of an industrial revolution because of the technology and artificial intelligence. Is that what we're in the middle of right now?
The big issue that's looming over these negotiations is the transition to electric vehicles from internal combustion engine vehicles. The issues that are being negotiated are not about electric vehicles, with a couple of exceptions. They just are about traditional collective bargaining issues: wages, pensions, hours, conditions of work. But that is a very large issue, both for the companies and for the union. The companies are concerned about getting into a new market, retrofitting their plant and equipment to be able to do that, getting enough batteries, which are essentially the drivetrain of an electric vehicle. And the union is concerned about whether or not their members are going to be able to sustain good quality middle-class jobs. The jobs in electric vehicle battery manufacturing plants tend to be lower paid, fewer benefits. They tend to be non-union. And the UAW is very concerned about that. But the intriguing thing is that that's not what they are negotiating about. They're negotiating about the same kinds of things they've been negotiating about for decades.
That's very interesting. So how does President Biden thread the needle between progressives in his party who are making the big push for electric vehicles and these labor unions?
I think he very much sees those as complementary goals. He wants a transition in the economy to renewable fuels, to clean energy, but he views those jobs as good union jobs. He views green planning, green economic planning, as a means to creating good quality middle-class jobs and recreating the middle class that's been hollowed out. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be challenging. It's going to require these companies to rethink their business models. It's going to require workers to organize and to bring pressure on those companies. It's going to require government to be involved in supporting the rights of workers to organize and to empower them in as many ways as possible. It's a big challenge, but the president has been quite committed to it. He has been talking about it since back in the campaign. So I think that that's the direction everyone would like to go, at least in the Democratic Party. We'll see where the companies come out.
Seth Harris, thank you for your analysis.
Thanks, Catherine.